Hello, welcome to Pop Along RC, the RC car channel dedicated to RC car racing, and today I am at the Coventry track for the BRCA Truck Nationals. Now, so the options for today are four-wheel drive short course truck, which I am competing in, and I am going to be running the PR Racing four-wheel drive truck. You might have also seen me run in the past my stadium truck, the Schumacher ST2, so the stadium truck is also a class. Today there is a rear motor class of trucks as well, which are your more vintage trucks, and then there is also two-wheel drive short course truck. So let's talk a little bit about my truck. So I've been running it for a few meets now. It is the PR Racing four-wheel drive truck. It is a lot lighter than the Technos, and as a result I am also running slightly smaller motor setup to everyone else. So most people are running 1/8 electrics, whereas I have stuck with a 540 motor. I've got an 8.5 turn ORCA setup in this truck, and do you know what, for a track like we've got today with a really short straight and lots of windy infields, the truck actually is doing really well. It's performing exactly how I want it to. I'm able to sort of be nimble through the infield, and as I say, I was losing a lot of ground in previous competitions going down the straight, and that's not happening today because the straight just isn't long enough. So this could be one of my better finishes at a Truck Nationals. We've got, I'm trying to think now, there's 2 more rounds to go after this. So we've got Endor and then Tiverton. So hopefully I'll be able to get to at least one of those, and I'll end up with a national ranking this year, which will kind of cool. So watching the truck go around, as you can see, it looks really planted and flies nicely over the jumps there. Again, stays nice and level, going over the uneven sections. For me though, when it comes to qualifying, it's about consistency and being able to put in lap after lap rather than just one flying lap. And consistency for me was pretty high, and I'm getting very close to sort of the lead lap of the top guys. I'm going to be honest, practice went really well. I am looking to be the quickest in my heat. It is only practice, but if qualifying goes as well as practice, then we're in for a good day. If you saw my last video at the Truck Nationals, we had the legend representing the more vintage gentleman, Mr. Hampson, and we had the young, enthusiastic Darcy, who had a cracking battle, and it has carried on to this round. So it's only qualifying at the moment, so they're not racing, but they are trying to share the same piece of track. So yet again, Darcy is, I think, probably a little bit quicker between turns than Chris, as you can see there, but Chris has got a nice smooth line around the track, tight on the apexes. So yet again, these two are going to be having a cracking battle. Will Darcy be able to hold it together and beat the legend that is Mr. Hampson? Truck's looking good going around there. As I say, I've mentioned it in the video we put out yesterday at the practice day. This track looks pretty flat on camera, but in reality there are lots and lots of bumps and undulations. This turn here particularly, if you go too fast you end up airborne. Let's catch up with Chris. Where is he? There he is. So again, he's tending to roll this feature, as is Darcy, but the blue car is jumping through. Anyway, we'll catch up with those guys in a second. So, first round of qualifying, and the truck is feeling really nice to drive. It's planted. A little bit of practice that I had yesterday has really helped me out. I'm doing all right. I'm on 9 laps at the moment. The fastest guys in the class are doing 10. So my target for the day is 10 laps. So let's see if I can do a little bit better in the next round. So we are back with Darcy. You might have seen her in the previous video that we did when we went to, is it the Bourton track we were at, isn't it? Yeah. You had a fantastic race with the legend that is Chris Hampson. Are you up for some revenge this time?
I beat him last race.
So hopefully you're going to be in the same final. Are you going to keep it clean? Are you going to show him who's boss this time?
Hopefully. And
also, we're hoping to see you next week, because I believe you're coming to the Pop-Along Rave.
Yeah.
Now, what cars are you going to be running at the Pop-Along Rave?
My Grasshopper, and then my dad's friend's other hopper.
Another hopper. I think that's a 4-wheel drive Tamiya. So we'll come and chat to you about that next week, and we'll see you then. Good luck. Yeah. And the rivalry continues for yet another round. So that last round was another good one, but I am just 1 second off of a 10 lapper. So mission 10 laps is definitely on. Can I do it? I've got the 3rd round of qualifying up next. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so we are out now, round 3, and it is Chris and Darcy sharing the track yet again. Oh, big mistake there from Darcy, which means Chris is probably going to run away with this one. Now, this is a really interesting looking car. So this is, I believe it's a Vision RC conversion for a Team Associated. And this is the Team Associated short course truck, but converted. You can see how narrow this chassis is. Getting all that weight very central helps to avoid traction roll, and in addition it has this additional weight down the middle of the chassis, so that's 139 grams weight to keep the weight nice and central, nice and low. Really interesting design, really like the look of this truck. So yeah, I might have to look into some of the products from them. Obviously over in the UK we've got Wheel Speed, and there's some Wheel Speed components there at the front of this car, but look at that, so nice, really thick chassis actually, with that additional plate underneath. So I've just got in from marshalling. It is a super hot one today. I've got my 10 laps. I am happy as Larry. So far I think it looks like I'm going to be sitting maybe 5th, 6th in the A final, so it's my best qualifying to date in the truck. Okay, so it is rear motor final, and in the middle there you can see Tinkerbell. He didn't turn up until round 4, so he's actually only had 1 run, and that means he starts last on the grid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and pick up, if I'll move over this way, I'll try and pick up his car, starting at the back, see if he can work his way through the pack. Okay, there might have been a jump start there, but here goes Tinkerbell. He's up quite a few spaces, so he was starting last on the grid. He's got on the pipe there. He's going outside, inside, inside, outside. He's looking very fast. So, in the first lap, it looks like Tinkerbell is up to 1st, 2nd, 3rd. He's up to 4th place already. So he's got a little bit of way to go to make it all the way up to the leaders. But he had a fantastic race last week at the Revival. Bottled it on the last lap actually, and that cost him the win at Revival. But he is fighting for position now, so he is sitting in 4th place. You can see 1 and 2 just going through the switchback hairpins. He's got that move done, I think. That looks like he is now up to 3rd. So he's going to chase and see if he can catch our leaders who have just gone by my feet. Great result from Tinkerbell there, working his way back to take 3rd in the rear motor. Okay, on to my final now. It is a busy grid and I just need to try my best to stay out of trouble. I am sitting 6th on the grid and it's all about trying to keep it clean. So a little tap from behind there, but I've managed to get away with it. Heading out over the tabletop and I can see congestion ahead, so I checked my speed and I've been hit from behind, which has put me down in 9th place. So not a great start to the race. I started 6th and I'd like to finish at least in that position. Moving on to the second final, pretty much the same thing happened. I had a bad first lap, being knocked down to pretty much the last spot. Actually, it was an even worse start than the first leg. But like in the first leg, I was patient, I worked my way through and I got myself back up into 6th spot for both the first leg and the second leg, which made me think, if I could get a clean first lap, could I pick up one more space on the grid and get myself a 5th. Now here we are then, final leg. Focus is stay out of trouble. I know I've got fast trucks coming up the inside into the first turn, so I'm going to let them go. I'm going to try and go wide, try and avoid the contacts. And in this one, again, we're out now, nice and stretched out, clean over the jumps. There's a little bit of confusion. I've gone up the inside, a little bit scrappy through that turn, but this time I've got away with it and I've not come off worse for wear against some of those heavier technos. So now we're out in our running and I am currently sitting, I think, in 6th place. So I am where I started the race and I want to see if I can make up some positions. So the guys in front of me are a little bit quicker, but they are battling. So if they can hold themselves up, having a little battle, I might be able to take the opportunity and pick up some spaces. But unfortunately for me, I was just a touch off the pace and the race pretty much stayed like this all the way through to the end. I think 3rd, 4th and 5th did swap places a few times, but I stayed firmly in 6th. So that was 6th times 3 for all 3 legs. So here comes Chris, a little bit sloppy through there, but there's Darcy right on his bumper, but she's put it over the pipe again. This is super close racing. Darcy versus Chris. Who is going to get it? This is a fight for 3rd place as it stands. At the moment, Chris has got track position. Therefore, he doesn't have to yield. But we know Darcy's quick. She started this race on pole. Can she get the move done clean on track? Not like that, she can't. So they continue on. That's another lap that Chris has track position. Let's see how quickly Darcy gets on his rear bumper yet again. As we go around the back through the switchback, hairpins, tabletop corner, and then we're going to come back down onto the straight and the gap again. Just over a second, I think. There's not much in it at all. We've still got a little way to go in this race. Chris pushes. They both make mistakes. Chris is waiting to be moved. That was unfortunate there, but Darcy's now made a mistake. Oh, it's too close. 1 minute to go. So we've got 1 minute to go now. So Darcy out in front. Chris is in 4th place. Darcy in 3rd. I think that might be the end of this one. Let's see what happens here. I think the problem lies with Chris trying to jump the double. He's been rolling it all day and he's trying to dump it and he doesn't know how to. It's Darcy making her way up onto the rostrum with a 3rd place overall in their final. So it is 1 apiece for Chris and Darcy. So hopefully they can cross paths again in the future and we will go to a decider. Now over the back of the track. He's not getting it all his own way at the moment. So that fantastic car that we had a look at earlier on in the video is currently sitting in 2nd place. So this is that conversion with the very narrow chassis, and it's going round really nicely. This is the first proper outing for the car, and it's going round really well. I say it looks like Jamie is out in front, running away with it a little bit, although he's made a mistake. Marshall's not seen it, which means Jamie is now in 2nd place. Okay, I was about to fall away from this, but we have a race on our hands now. So this is going to be very interesting. Can he get the move done on the track and can he do it clean? He's already made 1 mistake, but there's a couple of meters in it at the moment. Will he buckle under pressure? So the driver of the car out in front is a very experienced driver, owns and manages the Surrey and Hants track. We've interviewed him a few times on the channel, and Jamie has nipped up his inside. Did he leave the door open, or was it intentional? I think he might have just gone a little bit wide there, pushing too hard. So Jamie now back in front. Nice, that car does float really nicely over these jumps. Stays nice and flat. Maybe it's because of that extra weight deep in the chassis. As you say, nice and narrow, very balanced. So you're not getting that lateral roll when you're going through some of these turns. It is looking very flat and planted. Anyway, that's 3 minutes of this race. It is a good run, but I think Jamie might have just run away with it. Again, here at the Truck Nationals, we run 3-legged finals. So there are a couple more finals, but our current championship leader looks like he's going to take yet another round of the Truck Nationals. So what a great day I've had today. The PR Racing truck has been absolutely amazing. I ended up with 6th place in the A final and 6th overall on the day. So my top finish at a Nationals, I think I had an 8th, a 7th and now a 6th. So I need to do 1 more in order to get myself a national ranking. So I think it's Endor in a couple of weeks time, or Tiverton is the final one back in the back end of September. So I'll have a look at the diary and hopefully I'll be able to pop along to one of those and finish off the season on a high.